welcome. How I've posted 2,000 YouTube videos in 5 years, which is about one per day on average. So if you've wanted to be posting content consistently, but you've been messing up here and there, you've been having streaks where you're not posting, or you're just not pumping out the content as much as you want, then this video will help you. Here's a bunch of my channels here. I've got my main channel with 2 million subscribers. It's got 1.2 thousand videos in 5 years' time. This one's got 90, this one's got 150. It's about 2,000. I think there's maybe even one more channel which has like another 100 or so. And this is all unique content recorded individually. This one's not recorded individually, but it's like translated, which I paid for and stuff. So yeah, it's about 2,000 videos in 2 years, which averages basically daily uploads for 5 years straight. And this is without shorts, by the way. Like, I've not really posted that many shorts to my YouTube channels before. So when you think about that consistency, daily uploads for 5 years, most people talk about, posting once a week and they're like, oh my God, it's so hard. Oh, I'm going to quit. Oh, I've got burnout. And I've posted daily for 5 years. So I've got a few things to teach you. So the disclaimer is I'm more of a content creator full time, but you can still take my tips. So obviously, if you're like a coach, if you're more of a businessman, this will be harder for you because you've got other priorities. But to be honest, content creation might actually be one of the priorities because it seems to be the best way to get leads for you right now anyway. And delivering on your clients is very important, but also getting new lead flow is also extremely important. And the beautiful thing with content creation is it's like a lottery, right? Every video you post is like a lottery ticket. And if you can get to the point, which I want you to get to after this guide, where you enjoy posting content and you can do it consistently, then you've just got like free money just coming in consistently, and it'll be so nice for your business. So let's go over some of the tips that I have for you then. Record one a day. The 20-mile march. Let me go over this. So there's a story of two explorers, two, and they're both trying to get to the I think it's the South Pole, the most southern hemisphere or some shit. And it's it's icy as fuck. It's like it's I don't know, Antarctica. Or, I don't even know, but it's like crazy. No one's been there before. And one of the guys is following this sort of 20-mile march method where he has already plotted out consistently, him and his team are just going to go 20 miles a day, no matter what. If the weather's good, if the weather's bad, if they're tired, if they're not tired, they're just going to go 20 miles a day. This team are a lot more sporadic. The leader just gets them based on their emotions and on the weather. So when their emotions and the weather is good, they end up doing like 40 miles. And then the next day, they are absolutely shattered. They've all got shin splints. They've all, the knees hurt. So then they don't do anything for like 4 days. Then when they're ready to go again, the weather's bad. So then they don't do anything again because they just stay inside. And then when they're ready, okay, then they do another one. But then now they've got to, they're hurting, whatever. So this guy is very sporadic. And this is how a lot of people make their content with no plan, no consistency. And they just kind of burst it out when they can. And this is how I have recorded most of my content over the last few years, where I've just done it consistently, like 1 or 2 videos a day. And in the end, this guy gets there, puts his little flag down. He's known as like the explorer. I think his name was like Noah Almondson or something. And then they come back and it's all good. This guy and his team, eventually they get over there. They see the flag's already been put down. They're all demotivated. They start on the journey back and then they all freeze to death. They're literally every single person in his team, including him, they all die. So the lesson of this story is that usually it is better to be the person who's consistent and just putting in the miles, the same thing every single day, with or without your feelings, rather than the one who like is waiting for good circumstance and the one who just wants to quickly, oh, right now is good, let's just do it. Oh no, it's bad today, let me just do it. Okay, let me give you a private story about mine. Right, about 2 days ago, I woke up and I was in a pretty negative headspace, going through like a bit of conflict in relationships. Quite a lot, actually. So basically, I woke up, I was in the shower, and it was at the level where I was shouting and swearing in the shower, like, fuck you, this and that, right? To no one, just like, because I was angry at like a situation that's happened. I won't go into too much detail, but you can probably imagine, right? So I'm like pissed off and whatever. Then I'm brushing my teeth, looking at myself in the mirror. Yeah, fucking, I can't believe they did that. Okay, well, fucking, fuck you, what the fuck is this, whatever. I do my hair. Yeah, fuck this person, whatever. Okay, like, get myself ready, whatever. Put my bathrobe on, go sit down. Smile, record a fucking YouTube video. I walk downstairs and my friend, who's also a YouTuber, he's got 1 million subscribers, he's there. And he's like, did you record a YouTube video today? Because he knows what happens to me, right? He knew I was pissed off at something. And I said, yeah. And he's like, wow, bro, like you are like machine. You record every day and even right now. How? And I just said to him, like, bros, I'm just a professional. That's it. Like, okay, cute. I woke up with relationship problems. Cute. That's fucking cute. That's going to stop me from being a fucking professional. Once you get onto the field, once you get onto the mat, once you get in front of the camera, the truth is, listen, this is not bullshit, and you know it's not. 90% of your worries just goes away when you get onto the mat. You know this, right? So whatever we're thinking about beforehand, oh, I'm stressed, oh, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. The moment you actually go to the area that you need to go, so for example, you step into the gym, you get in front of the camera, you get into the sports club, the field, the pitch, whatever, all of that just gets left behind. And in fact, what is better for you to do when you've got relationship problems and stress and all that stuff, if not for these things that actually makes you forget that? Like, I think another time someone asked me, like, wait, are you sure you want to go and do, it was either the gym or like paddle, all right? Paddle's like this kind of like sport. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I need. If you wake up negative, if you wake up like not happy about business, relationships, whatever, or some stress, or someone said this to you, that's like the perfect time for you to go and record content or go to the gym or do these things, right? So this is just an element of being a professional, and this is how you can utilize like this guy's strategy here of, you know, just going without your emotions, is realizing you will have emotions before you record. So I always record in the morning, right? I'm recording right now at 6 a.m., right? So you'll wake up and you'll feel a bit negative sometimes. It's normal. And you'll think to yourself, oh, maybe today's not the right, thing. I don't really have the right energy. That's like amateur talk. Oh, I don't really feel like it. Shut up. Fuck, are you a fucking pussy? That's fucking amateur talk. I don't feel like it today. Fuck you. What are you, a baby? No, go in front of the fucking camera. Sit in front of the camera. You sit right there, force yourself to get into the energy and record that fucking content. Now, this is the rule I make. You sit in front of that fucking camera, you give it your best, and if you know the video is shit when you're recording, and it keeps being shit, okay, fine, you can get up and go. Fine. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I'll sit down and I'm like sniffly as fuck. I've got like a bit of a cold or something. I'm a bit sick. Other times I'll sit there, my mind is blank, and I just can't even talk or anything because, I didn't sleep so well or something. And then I have zero hate for myself whatsoever. I kind of smile and say, okay, sweet, I can go read more today. I'll go read. I'll go do these other things that I can do today. I'm never like this like weird self-deprecating kind of guy who's like, oh, I couldn't record today. Oh, like I'm not like that. I'll go and force myself to sit down. I'll force myself to go to the gym and to do these kinds of things. But the moment that I'm actually there, if it's still shit and I have the intuition that like, okay, now it's actually shit, like, I've been stuttering the words or whatever, then I'm free to basically get up and just go at that point. That's like going to the gym and realizing what the fuck, I'm so like weirdly sweaty and hot right now. I think I'm a bit sick and the weight's just not coming. Okay, it's probably a bit dangerous if I hit my normal weight. Okay, I'm just going to slack. I'm just going to leave it today. I'll just go sauna, stand in the sun a bit and then come back tomorrow. Right, so do you see the difference? I'm not saying that you have to go and hit a fucking PR on the day you don't feel like it. I'm not saying you have to go and record like a banger, 1 out of 10 YouTube video on the analytics today. But you have to show up because being a professional is about showing up. Being an amateur is saying like, oh, but my mood feels a bit different today. Fuck you. Don't be a fucking pussy, right? This is why you're watching this video. Because honestly, you have to admit, you're probably a bit of a fucking pussy. You let your mood dictate if you should record or not, if you should record some content. Oh, but I don't really feel like it. Do you say that with your fucking coaching calls? When you've got like a 3 p.m. coaching call, do you think to yourself like, oh, but I don't really feel like it? No, because someone's already paid and they're already like relying on you. So you just fucking show up. And usually within like, 5 minutes, you end up laughing about something and you feel fine anyway. So it's the same with recording. Sometimes you just, bro, you've got to just suck it up a bit and just go anyway. Positive attitude. And you'll find that honestly, just like the gym, 80% of the time I don't want to go to the gym. When I actually get inside there, I'm smiling afterwards anyway. Sometimes I'll get to the gym and I'm still in a bad mood. People are talking to me. It's pissing me off. I don't feel good. I've got this weird, like, I feel extra hot, like, extra sweaty or whatever. And then I know it's going to be a bad workout. I warm up a little bit in even the 60 kg the 60 kg bar, even that feels like, oh, it's too heavy for me. I put 20 and I'm like, fuck me, that actually feels heavy. Don't feel good right now. I feel oddly like fucking hot and sweaty. Okay, fuck it. No problem at all. I'm just gonna go and sit in the sauna and meditate and go read and whatever. Like I'm not hating myself for it. So this is how you achieve like the 20-mile march and you get a consistent, because people tell you like, oh yeah, be consistent, but no one actually tells you specifically how to operationalize consistency. This is how you operationalize consistency. The day that you usually miss, like imagine if this was consistency and you're going, okay, this is nice, but then you stop right about there and then you continue again around here and then you go for a little bit and then you stop right about there, then you go whatever. This is like a lack of consistency, right? You keep taking time off. How you fill in those gaps of your consistency, why you have those drops, is because on those days you literally just feel bad. I feel bad. Like you're a fucking baby. What are you a baby or a fucking man? Just be honest. Like, oh, but I don't feel like it. Come on. When people tell me that, like, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym, I'm like, are you still a fucking beginner? You still like, you need fucking, like, you're a fucking Jeffrey still. You need to go watch some fucking top 9 no-fap tips type of video. Are you still on that level? That, oh, I don't feel like recording content. Come on, you're a fucking grown-ass man. You're a fucking businessman. Shut the fuck up, smile, and go sit down and just fucking do it anyway. You know what? You know this is true, bro. You, like, with that coaching call analogy, you know this is true. 80% of the time, you don't feel like going on the call. Within 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you're actually smiling because it's actually pretty fun and, you know, you're into it. It's the same thing with recording content, right? This is one of the biggest tips I can give you is a lot of people fear content thinking, oh, but I don't really feel like it. But the moment you sit down in front of the camera and you actually press record, you'll find more often than not, you'll actually be kind of happy that you did it. It's the same with the gym. It's the same with the coaching call. So just suck it fucking up and just fucking go and just show up anyway. So that's the 20-mile march. How to actually be consistent is when you don't feel like recording, literally just force your body to go over and sit in front of the camera and just record one video. That's it. I say record one every single day. Get into this consistent pattern, man. Wake up, shower, get ready, and just record a video in the morning. Boom. If you're only posting like one video a week, then you don't need to do this every day. But if you want to be posting like 3 times a week, which is probably about maximum volume for YouTube, and if you want to post about 2 to 3 times a day on the short form platforms, okay, then going every day to stack up a bunch, because then you'll have like a random time off where you're sick or, you know, you're traveling and you can't record for 4 days, whatever. And imagine how nice it is when you've got a batch. Like, for example, on this channel that you're watching, I've got videos scheduled now till like the middle of next month. Like, imagine how nice that is. I can disappear and get sick for a month and I've still got videos consistently getting posted. Right, that's so nice when you've already got them scheduled, so you can just kind of like, you can still stack them, but you can also know, okay, I've got enough leeway. You know, it's like having cash reserves, right? You don't want to be in debt like where you know you were supposed to post yesterday, you missed it, and now you're trying to post today, and you know what I mean. So it's just headache, right? So just get ahead of the schedule and just start recording one per day, 20 minutes in the morning, bro. It doesn't take long at all. In fact, we'll actually talk about, I think. Yeah, I'll talk about that right now, actually. I forgot to write that down. But basically, the setup as well is very important. Because a lot of people, they really complicate recording content. And I've noticed big YouTubers do it. My friend with 1 million subscribers, and even small people with basically 0 subscribers, they all do it. They spend like fucking ages getting ready for it physically. You know, with the, okay, I've got to wear this clothing, and here's a t-shirt. I've got to wear this clothing. Oh, the camera, I've got to clean up the background, whatever. And I've got to do the script. We'll talk about the script as well, like what you should plan and stuff. And most people, I would say, they spend hours before they go and actually record. I think if you're spending more than 30 minutes, you're just bullshitting yourself and you're just procrastinating. I'm telling you right now, the faster that you sit down and record, the better your video will be, even if you feel kind of unprepared. Think about what I've just said there. Listen, I'm a fucking professional. I've been posting 2,000 videos in 5 years. Just listen to what I'm saying. Chances are your video will actually be better if you sit down and record it faster rather than if you spend more time in the morning getting it ready, scripting, getting yourself ready, you know, spending like fucking half an hour, 1 hour listening to music, psyching yourself up, cleaning the background, all this shit. I'm telling you, like this is how the moment you kind of get the idea to record some content, like this light bulb idea, your energy to record is up high and it just goes down like this. I'm telling you. So the moment you get the idea to record, your energy is the highest and you want to go as fast as possible. I'm talking, I'll literally, look, I won't even put a fucking shirt on. I'll literally sit down. I wrote like fucking 5 sentences to give me like a bit of a, you know, a bit of a flow for this video, and I'm here recording. Some people will spend like fucking 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours getting ready, and their energy's just got so low that now there's shit on camera. You need to make recording so effortless, right? So I'm telling you, look, 90% of the things you think you need to do to record, it's fucking bullshit. You need to like get yourself like, okay, yeah, sure, okay, shower, brush your teeth and stuff in the morning. You were going to do that anyway. And maybe, okay, do your hair as well. Okay, sweet, you've done your hair. put on a shirt if you want to, or wear the fucking bathrobe. Okay, sweet, that's it. Everything else other than this, I'm telling you, you're bullshitting right now. My friend comes downstairs. I swear to God, I've got to tell him this. He comes downstairs. He smells fucking awesome, right? So he puts on the perfume and everything. He's psyching himself up. He'll have like 2 coffees beforehand. He'll sit around just doing shit. Then he sets up his camera every fucking time. Then he cleans up the background and stuff. He tests his camera a few areas. It's been like 2 hours. I swear to God, I recorded. I'm at the gym. I'll come back to the gym and he's still fucking recording. And then he's like, oh, bro, I don't think it was a good video. And I'm like, yeah, because you just spent fucking hours getting ready for it. What the fuck? Imagine you go to the gym and you just warm up for 2 hours. That's not a warm up. That's the fucking entire workout, right? My warm up, do you want to know step by step, right? So I record first thing in the morning. I open my eyes, I wake up. I meditate 10 minutes. 10 minutes meditation. I go shower, brush my teeth, do some skincare stuff. This is new, actually. I wouldn't even say this, but I've just started doing this recently. And then I will do my hair, deodorants, not like perfume, but just deodorant so I don't smell like brown people. And then I'll put on my bathrobe, my uniform, sit, record. That's my step-by-step thing. And most of this, you can see, is actually not specifically for recording. It's just because I don't want to smell like a brown person, right? So I've got like basic fucking hygiene here. Done. That's it. In terms of the actual video, we'll talk about the script in a second, but I'm telling you right now, if it takes you more than like fucking 10, 20 minutes to sit down in front of the camera, I'm telling you, your video is going to be worse, even though you think you're actually being productive. I used to spend ages doing visualizations and drinking 2 cups of coffee beforehand and trying to speak to meet people, or my ex-girlfriend, my friend, whatever. It's bullshit, bro. The moment, as fast as you can, just go and sit down on the chair. I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be. Just go and sit down on the fucking chair, bro. I'm telling you, fast as possible. Go and sit down. All the shit you're doing beforehand is bullshit. Even the coffee, I'm telling you right now, is bullshit, because the coffee will take you fucking 20 minutes. You go downstairs, you make it, you talk to your partner, you talk to someone else, you check your phone like a moron first thing in the morning, then you're drinking the coffee, then you'll do something else, then you need a shit. It's bullshit. You don't need the fucking coffee to record. Literally, just take a sip of water, get yourself ready, so like you would do on a normal day, shower, whatever, and just sit down and record. Everything else is a waste of time. Now we'll talk about the script in a second. First of all, okay, people ask me, how do you get ideas and how do you get so many ideas? And with this, I'm always confused, because I always just think, whenever someone tells me that, how do you get ideas, I always know, no offense, this is going to probably hurt your feelings, you're going to disagree, but just listen to what I'm about to say, right? Anyone who asks me, how do you get so many ideas? I can't get so many ideas. I actually know they're a little bit of a fraud. Because if you weren't a fraud with your niche, your credibility that you're talking about, you would have infinite ideas. The reason why you feel like you need to get more ideas and you need to go onto fucking ChatGPT to get shitty YouTube ideas that don't perform is because you are not living your niche. You're actually not living your niche anymore. You were living your niche probably a few years ago. So let's say it's like looks maxing, right? Looks maxing is like for guys who want to look more attractive, looks maxing. There's young guys who are obsessed with this. They wake up and they watch all the videos about looks maxing. Okay, how do you make your face more attractive? What's the best hairstyle? How do you make your lips more attractive? It's kind of gay, but like, okay, fair enough. Young guys do this shit. And they study all this and they know so much. They know everything, right? Boom. They're 18 years old and they know so much. They are living the niche. They are seeing the videos where people are disagreeing with each other. They read the comments. They've seen pictures, transformations, whatever. It's what they consume. It's what they talk about. It's what they help people with. They're living the niche. This guy now, let's say he makes a business about it. He makes $5K a month teaching looks maxing. He gets to 21 years old. He's making $10K a month. And now he thinks it's kind of gay and he's distanced himself kind of from it, but he's still selling it. But he's not actually watching the videos of it anymore because he's been doing it for a few years. He doesn't really feel like he needs it. Okay, I don't really need to obsess over it anymore. And now his looks maxing content, his looks maxing course or coaching starts to go down because there's other guys who are going up who are still living the niche, who are watching the latest videos, who are discussing the latest ideas. Just see, it's very interesting, right? So if you feel like you need to get help with getting ideas, it's because you're a bit of a fraud and you aren't actually living the niche anymore like you're pretending to. You were a few years ago and now you're not. So the idea is, look, I can tell you the basic bullshit that everyone else would tell you, right? And you knew I wasn't going to do that when you click on one of my videos. Yeah, go on ChatGPT and use this fucking prompt. Fuck you. I'm never going to tell you that gay shit, bro. People who get advice from ChatGPT are fucking moron, little weird people, bro. Anytime someone sends me a text message using ChatGPT, like with the dash in between words, it's not sophistication, it's sweetness. It like, fuck you. I'm like, what a fucking nerd, bro. What a fucking dork, bro. Honestly, fucking ChatGPT's shit. Stop fucking using it for content. I'm telling you, it makes you a shit content creator. So how do you actually get ideas? Live the fucking niche again. Consume the root cause. I can tell you the step-by-step things like, okay, live the niche, watch the videos, read the comments. But the problem with that is like you won't stick to it. The reason why is because the root cause is you're actually just not interested in that. It's like real, genuine interest. You're just not really interested in that niche anymore. You need to turn that interest on again. You've clicked something in your brain to believe that, okay, I don't need to like worry about the thing that I teach anymore because I'm already kind of good at it, right? You got to the point where you've made, here's like mastery. You made decent progress. And you've thought, yeah, you know, this is okay. Like I've got like a 7 out of 10 physique and I teach like fitness stuff. This is okay. I can stop here. That's like the sort of pattern for most coaches, course creators and stuff. You've made a bit of progress and you've just kind of lost the interest. Oh yeah, I don't really need to learn it right now because I don't really care because it's not really going to help my life if I get more muscle now or whatever. I'm already doing good. Or yeah, you know, my face is already attractive. I've already got hunter eyes or something. So now I don't really need to handsome stick man, look at that. And now I don't really need to, you know, study it more. And then this is when you start falling off, right? So you'll get ideas with when the root cause inside of you is that you are interested in the thing still that you are talking about. And you've got to just turn this on, like just turn it on with the belief that it's still going to be good for you. So for example, I always have this with like bodybuilding. I've been bodybuilding for like 11 years, right? I'm pretty fucking big. I'm like 92 kg, right? I'm fucking... right. And I'll have times where I lose a lot of interest because I'm like, oh yeah, well, you know, more muscle's not going to help my life anymore. It's a bit bullshit. It's taking me away from other things I should be doing, like mobility and working and whatever. So I'm just going to like, you know, not give a shit. And then life just gets a bit dull for me because this is actually one of like the most fun things that I'm actually genuinely interested in, and I stop enjoying it as much. I stop giving good fitness advice to people, and my sort of bodybuilding journey goes a bit down, and my physique even goes down. And then I start looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm not satisfied. And also part of this is because I believed that I'm almost like too big in terms of SMV, like in terms of being attractive to women. I'm past the point of like peak attractiveness now because I'm like, no problem, I'm like 200 fucking pounds, right? Maybe when I cut down, I'll probably be at the peak. But I've got to the point now where I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? More muscle's not going to help my life. More muscle's not going to help me be more attractive to girls. So I've lost interest in it. Then a few days ago, I watched a video of this one bodybuilder who made his own gym. And it's like, it's massive. You know, people make their own gym and they spend like fucking 20K on it, whatever. He spent like $1 million, $2 million because he's going to use it for his work. He's going to run experiments in there. He's got like a full DEXA scan and ultrasound machine. He's going to run like fucking scientific experiments in this gym that he owns now, right? And he's excited for it. I watched it all. And his enthusiasm for the random things he bought in his gym, like this machine here, and oh, this machine hits your calves slightly differently, whatever. And I was watching it all with a smile, like, wow, this is so inspiring. One, because the machines, wow, you know, like fitness stuff, but also two, the way he was showing it that he's going to use it for his business. I was like, man, this is like a next level content creator. Like he could have been, you know, complacent now, and he's just went into this big fucking investment. So now he can even do his own experiments, because usually all this time he was going viral by talking about like scientific studies, and now he's going to do his own, right? That's fucking perfect, right? So I was getting hyped thinking, holy shit, like this is next level. And then my enthusiasm for bodybuilding went up. So before this moment, my interest in bodybuilding went down. And if I was going to make videos on bodybuilding, and let's say I was like a coach or a course creator or something, my advice wouldn't have been as good as someone who was already very much in the scene and loving it and super high interest in it. Because you can imagine, if I have the kind of idea that, oh yeah, you know, I don't really need bodybuilding, you know, I'm kind of completed with it, I wouldn't be that good at coaching people, because then it's like my interest isn't there, right? I'm almost disrespecting the thing that I'm in. So to get ideas, you need to have like such a positive view with the thing that you teach, and also currently right now be obsessed over it. Not before in the future thinking that that's going to carry you, because you're in competition with someone who's obsessed with it now, who for fun watches like YouTube videos on it and reads the comments and whatever. So you need to keep this up, because when you do this, by the way, you'll automatically have so much to talk about. You'll know all the discussions online. You'll read the comments below. You'll see people's response videos. You'll see like the latest drama. You'll see like the argument people are having with two kinds of, vehicles of the sport or whatever it is you teach. You just need to be so involved in the niche. You need to be discussing. You need to be commenting on those videos and saying your piece, because then people will reply to your comments and then give you more ideas as well. You need to just be as involved as possible. You need to live and breathe your fucking niche. That's how you get ideas passively. I can tell you step-by-step bullshit, right? Oh, ask ChatGPT this prompt and go ahead and do this and write this down and ask this. But this is just this is like a band-aid problem, because you're just a bit of a fraud. You don't ever need help with getting ideas if you're actually living the fucking niche. If you're talking to people about the niche, if you're helping them for free, you go to the gym and you're talking, like let's say you're a fitness coach and you're just talking to people. You see someone do a weird exercise, you're like, oh, hello, like, why are you doing this exercise? How come you're doing it like that? And they tell you why, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. Because I've never. Can I try it? Can I try it quick? If you live your fucking niche, you will get ideas. If you feel like you're not getting ideas, it's because you've got complacent in your own journey in the niche that you teach. Stop being complacent. Understand that your life will get better when you keep pushing for mastery in this thing that you care about. I'm telling you right now, if you stopped here thinking, oh yeah, you know what, I'm pretty good at this thing. I'm like an 8 out of 10. I'm better than everyone else, like in my gym, for example, or I'm better than everyone else I know in my town for this niche, whatever. I'm telling you right now, overall, your life will feel more satisfying if you say, fuck it, why don't I go for the 10? Why not? I tell you right now, the pursuit of mastery is way more fun than just stopping here and thinking, oh, well, this thing is really fun, but I don't really think it'll help me so much. I don't really care, so I'm going to stop. Especially if you stop for some bullshit, right? If it stops being enjoyable completely, okay, then I get it. But if it's still enjoyable, like bodybuilding, lifting was for me, but I had these limiting beliefs like, oh, yeah, but it's not really good for me anymore because, maybe I'll get too big to attract girls. Not for myself. I'd want to be fucking massive, right? But I'm thinking, oh yeah, but female attraction. It's like, and it's fucking bullshit, right? Because my girl fucking likes it when I'm fucking huge and stacked and shredded and everything. Of course they do. And it's just like, oh yeah, but I've seen that study where like girls actually rate like the guy who's not that muscular. Like, yeah, but who gives a fuck about the study? The girls are getting fucked by big jacked fucking guys, right? The fucking Chad looking guys. So it's like, you see, there's so much like mental bullshit you can go into with your own niche, starting to disrespect it and thinking it's not that important, whatever. When really, if you get fucking excellent in your fucking niche, and more than you are right now, next level than you are. So for example, if you've got like an 8 out of 10 physique, you've got 12% body fat, you look fucking sick, set yourself a goal of getting fucking shredded just for the challenge of it. Don't be a little moron and say, oh, but I don't want to get it shredded. If you fuck off. Yes, you fucking do. If you could click your fingers right now and get like a fucking 8% body fat just to take some pictures and feel having like blocky fucking abs with like ridges in the middle, you would. So just do it just for the challenge, because then you'll struggle and you'll realize, oh shit, shredding's hard, cutting weight's hard. Let me go watch some YouTube tutorials. And then you're in the niche, and then you'll get so many ideas of like, oh, this is why you're not losing weight. Oh, guys, I was trying to lose weight and I didn't lose weight, whatever. You've got to keep setting goals. You've got to keep having the interest in your niche. Do you see how important this is? Most guys, especially coaches, what I've found is they get so complacent once they're making like 5 to 10K a month, and then they stop the niche that's actually making them the money. But I'm telling you right now, if you're not looking at the latest research, the latest arguments, if you're not seeing the big people in your space kind of argue with each other, and you're seeing, what the comments are saying, whatever, I'm telling you, your income is just going to start to look down because someone else is looking at all this and going up. So this is how you get infinite ideas. It's just live the niche, and the root cause, the foundation of all this is just your own interest, your own goal of wanting to get towards mastery in your niche. If you want to work with me, by the way, the type of stuff we can discuss is like everything I talk about for like the sort of younger version of me, 25 years old, to get to where I am right now at 28. And if you want to work with me, you want my advanced group or my one-to-one, whatever, top link in the description. If you feel pretty certain that I can help you with a few key areas, then just come join, and I'm sure that ROI will be there for you. Let's talk about the script then for YouTube videos. Most people, I really think they script wrong. They script what's called word for word. That's basically where you'll have a massive script, you'll read one sentence, you'll look at the camera, you'll speak what you've just read, and then you'll read the next sentence, you'll look at the camera, speak it, you probably fuck it up, you'll read it again, okay, look at the camera, boom. And that's so robotic. And if you have an amazing script writer, and if you are absolutely shit at sort of speaking by yourself, then go ahead. But I'm telling you, the space of where a lot of YouTube is going is more of this free flow, real human conversational style. So this is what my script will look like. Let's say I've got the title, and the title is... we'll actually do this with two types of videos. We've got advice videos and story-based videos. Some videos I make which are like just advice-based, kind of like this one is. Some videos are just stories, right? Like the entire thing is just a story. And I think this is a nice, like maybe 50-50 that you might want to try as well. Some of your videos, like your content, you give advice to people. Oh, 7 ways you can do this. How to do this, those kinds of videos. How to... for me, meditate, or how to bulk, whatever. For you, it might be how to get clients, how to, lose weight, whatever it is. And the story is more like how I did this, how I quit porn. You'll never watch porn again if you listen to my story, that kind of thing, right? And I do like 50-50 split between like advice videos and story videos. Sometimes there's a story inside the advice, but the story video is like where the entire video is just a story about me. That they don't sell as much usually directly, but they get people really into you, and then eventually they buy. So with a how-to kind of structure, this is what I do. I've got the title, which is like how to bulk. That's the title of the video. What I do is I write out the sections, the main sections of the video in my script. So for example, I will have, let's say the 3 main points that I want to make. So I'll say, okay, first of all, we're going to talk, the way to bulk is, or I might write why to bulk. Why to bulk. Or I'll probably call this, to make it get more views, I'll call it bulk motivation. So that's the first section, bulk motivation. Why should you bulk up and gain weight? That's the first section of this video. Inside of this section, there's going to be subpoints for me to convince them, okay, why should they bulk? The first reason why they should bulk is, I don't know, respect. And I might talk about this for like a minute, 2 minutes. Oh yeah, when you gain weight, people will respect you. There was this one time that no one like bumped up into me into the street. People used to bump into me in the street, but when I got bigger, no one bumped into me anymore. So now people respect me, and that's really good. That's why I like to bulk. Then the next one can be like, oh, girls, you're more attractive to girls, whatever, boom. These subpoints, their purpose is to just convince the viewer they should bulk. And I might have one more, whatever, boom. So I have, okay, this is like the chapter title. How on YouTube you can do timestamps in the description. You can write like 0000 and 0727, whatever, for like the video chapters. This will be the title of the chapter. So the first part of my video, the chapter on the sort of little timestamp, might literally just be called bulk motivation, because people would watch that, right? And inside of that, this wouldn't be chapters itself, but this would just be me kind of looking at it and seeing, okay, respect. Okay, yeah, let me teach them that lesson about how this would get them this. Boom. Then there'll be the next video chapter, and it'll be the next thing, and I'll talk about, for example, calories. And then I'll explain in here, okay, what calories are, how to track calories, whatever. And then, a few points like this, okay, 2, 3. And then it'll be the next chapter, number 3, okay, the next big points, okay, here. And then the sub points, boom, 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 like this. So you see how basically, look, this is the title of the video. This is what they see. In my script, I usually only have like 20 words, like 20, 30 words. I have each part of the video wrote out, like the sort of timestamp, the sort of... chapters. I don't know the timestamps yet, but these will be the title of the chapters. And this will be the title of the chapter. Inside will be a few subpoints to help me sort of make the major point of the chapter. Then I'll move on to the next one. And it'll literally be like this much detail. Like it's not much at all, right? So for example, one of them, if for example, one of the chapters where it is like, let's say it's chapter 1, like timestamp number 1, and it's like, okay, why to bulk? Why bulk? The first point I might make inside of this video chapter is respect, right? And for me, I might just write that one word and know what I'm going to say. If you need a bit more direction, then I might write something like the club story guy bumping into me. This is how I'd write my script. So this is the chapter. This is like the timestamp we're on, right? So this might be like 0000. Okay, let's start this video with why you should bulk. The first point I'll look at inside of this, so I'm going to try and convince them why they should bulk for this first part of this video, is respect. Usually I just, for me personally, because I'm more experienced, I can just write respect and know what I'm going to talk about. For you, you might write out a bit more detail to remind you what you're going to talk about. So you sat there for a minute before you recorded and you were like, oh yeah, to convince them that they're going to get respect for bulking, for getting, size, they're going to get respect. I'll convince them by telling them that story of that time the guy bumped into me. And I read this and I'm like, oh yeah, so one of the reasons why you should bulk is because it will get you more respect from guys. I used to go out to clubs all the time when I was like 18, 19 years old, and I was only like 150 pounds when I was 6'1", so I was pretty skinny. And it was just normal for guys to bump into me. They'd walk past me and bump into me a little bit. That was just completely normal. It used to happen to me and my friends. I didn't think anything of it. One summer, I bulk up to 180 pounds. And now I'm actually filling out like size medium shirts. I'm wearing size large shirts now. So I've went significantly bigger. Like my body weight's 30% bigger. I'm in a club and this guy doesn't bump into me. He comes up to me and he grabs my necklace like this and he moves it to the side. And he says, oh, I'm just fixing it for you because this part was a bit lower. And he's not doing this as like a power move. He looks like a bit of a beta male. He's got that kind of body language. And when he did this to me and he fixed my necklace, I couldn't help but to think of like chimpanzees, of how they groom each other and they groom the alpha male. This guy, in a very primitive, weird way, instantly saw me as so much of an alpha male that he had to almost like clean up my sort of necklace. And I'm sure that it was just because of the size difference. I went from guys bumping into me and making me feel like shit, making me spill my drink, to now guys fixing my clothes when I'm in the club. That's one of the big reasons why you should bulk. Now, the second reason why you should bulk is because of girls, whatever. Like, did you see that, right? So this just one fucking sentence is a 2-minute story that I can tell to make this point that you'll get respect for bulking. And then I'll go on to the next point, then the next one, whatever this is. And then finally, this point's been made. Okay, I've convinced them why they should bulk. Then chapter 2 will be something else. It'll be, okay, let's talk about how to bulk now. Okay, we're going to talk about calories, whatever. And then we'll go to the same thing. Okay, so 2.1. What's the first point I'm going to make for 2 minutes? And I'll write it out like this. So just see how my script is not word for word. I don't write what I'm going to say. I more so write what I'm actually just going to tell. There's a difference, right? Some people write what they're going to say. I more write my script as instructions of like, I almost will write it like, tell them the story about X. Tell them the story about Sam. Tell them the story about Mexico, whatever. And that's enough for me to just sit there and just say it what comes to mind. No, notice, I didn't prepare to tell you this story, and I just did it pretty well. And it takes just a bit of courage. Some guys will be like, oh, but I can't go off the spot. Yes, you can. If you can talk to another fucking human being, of course you can go off the spot. It's just because your like psychology's changing on the camera, because you think the camera's supposed to be like more professional or whatever. And it doesn't have to, especially with most kind of content and the things we're selling. We're not really going for like ultra professionalism, right? If you want to be more of like a YouTube entrepreneur, you want to sell courses and coaching and stuff, you don't need to be going with like pure professionalism. That's more for if you're going more into like entertainment kind of niche and you need to make sure every word is efficient. It's okay for you to have just a bit of a direction of like, okay, tell them the Amsterdam story. Imagine that's literally a part of your script, right? You might be worried, but it's not enough details, whatever. But just say it. You'll read that and you'll be like, so one time I was in Amsterdam back in like 2022. And I met this guy there. And it's like, bro, that's the way you would literally tell this story if you met me in person. So that's the way you should tell this story on the internet too. It's just psychology. People just think that you've got to change the way you speak on camera and you've got to make it way more professional or whatever. And maybe in some ways you do if you definitely have like a bit of a lazier vibe. But for most of the people watching this, bro, I'm telling you right now, you need to actually kind of lower the effort that you're putting into the script. The more you write in the script, like the bigger your script, I'm telling you right now, more often than not for most people, the worse your video is. Understand what I'm saying? Look, I've helped hundreds of people become YouTubers. I've noticed a weird correlation with like the longer a script is, the lower the quality of the YouTube video, the more cuts that there is. You know, when you're watching the YouTube video and there's just these cuts where the guy's face jumps around and it's just a bit weird because you can tell he's looking at the script and then come back again. It just makes the video viewing experience really shit, right? It's only good when you're a very, very high level, you're professional, and you know, you've got a great team and whatever. Then it can be okay. But chances are, honestly, the best kind of video to record for sustainability is basically almost like this video you're watching right now. It's just one take. It's very human. There's some stuttering. There's some errors. There's some times where I fucked up my sentence, and that's okay. Because this is the easiest format. If you've got any fucking format to post consistently, like the sort of one take where you just speak like a fucking human is so easy. Yeah, you might actually get more views if you go full professionalism and you get like a fucking editor, scriptwriter, teleprompt, whatever. Okay, if you do everything like that, yeah, you might end up getting more views. You also might not. And it probably is for most people, way less sustainable. And because of that, you'll probably make less money overall. If you want to be a full-time YouTuber, okay, consider that. But if you're more of a businessman first, if you're more of like a coach first, for example, then I wouldn't recommend going with like full professionalism, get me a teleprompter, get me a script writer, get me all this. I would just go with more of the human approach and just have a few points written out, you know, just that you can glance off at the side. You make a few points, kind of like how I've done here, right? You make a few points and you've got a few things to talk about. Like I've got these words here, so I can just kind of see it and I can go off the cuff once I've seen, okay, I'm going to teach them about script. Let me teach them for like 5-10 minutes about script and then we'll move on to the next one. That I think this format is way better than if you had, imagine if like I was doing the same thing, but I just had PowerPoint, like this slides, and there was words filling up the entire screen and I was just reading it out. You wouldn't get to know the sort of personality type I have. I wouldn't have made the rants that I made before, like, you know, calling you like a little baby for not recording daily. So the more detail that you actually plan before the video, I'm telling you right now, usually the worse the video is for most creators, right? For extremely professional businessmen, it's not the same thing. For like, you know, the high level guys, okay, the more preparation they do, the better. But we're not on that sort of Mr. Beast level. When you prepare too much for a YouTube video, you just sound really awkward. You sound really like forced. You're reading and then you're trying to speak. It's not natural at all, right? So just relax. Stop being so scared of people judging you for like stuttering or whatever. Bro, I've recorded 2,000 videos. I don't speak perfectly. I stutter. I make like some errors in the way I talk. I don't give a fuck. It's absolutely fine. People still love me and love my videos anyway. It's normal, right? So just take a lot of the pressure off, because the big thing with YouTube is it's got to be so sustainable. Otherwise, you'll just quit again, right? Otherwise, you'll have that massive break that like you did before, and you know you'll have that inconsistent period that you can see on like the YouTube analytics. Oh yeah, I wasn't posting then, whatever. What we need is you to get an upload schedule and basically just stick to it for fucking the rest of your life, like 10 years minimum, right? And so at that point, it's like if this feels stressful for you, then you're not going to stick to it. It needs to feel easy, kind of like a calorie deficit, like, you know, to lose fat. The only people who successfully lose fat are the ones who kind of make it like kind of easy for themselves. If you need willpower, like every day you're resisting the junk food, you're gonna fucking crumble. But the diets that actually work is when the person doesn't even feel like they're actually dieting. They just kind of like are losing weight for free, basically, because they've set it up in a way that they don't even feel hungry. That's what you need. So just figure out the way you can do that. And I'm telling you, most likely, less of a script is going to help you to do that. I just write a few points beforehand, one chapter here, chapter here, chapter here, and then a few subpoints underneath them all. And that's about it for me. And that's extremely sort of detailed for me. Oftentimes, I actually have a way less detail than that. When it comes to then those story videos, where was that one? Here. When it comes to the story, so sometimes I like to record a video which is just a story and not even any advice. For that one, it's actually easier. What I just do is I think of the ultimate sort of like moment that I want to bring them to. So, okay, what's like this, you know, the ending of the story. And then I just write down a few key points of the story that they need to know. So maybe I'll write the start of the story, maybe like one other key point here, maybe like somewhere around the middle of the story, and then the end of the story. That's it. I'll write like 5 sentences. College, Sarah, conversation. Just like that. That's it. That's all I'll write. And then I'll know that I'm going to start the video saying like, back in 2017, I was in school and I went up to this girl called Sarah, whatever. Then I might have something here and some key moments. Okay, rejection, message. Oh, and then I'm waiting for her text message, and I'm getting all anxious, and then ding, my phone goes off, and she says, "Let's just be friends." I've been falling for this girl for months, and she just texts me, "Let's just be friends." And then it's like, I don't know, like, then I might write gym. Oh, and then, my brother got me into the gym, and I'm there, and I feel so hype, and yeah, I'm going to build the physique. It's awesome. And then the ending moment, oh, yeah, then I see my physique. I look good. I'm dressed all nice. I get out the car, going over to this date, and Sarah walks past me. And we just look at each other for a second, and I just walk away, and I just go in and go speak to this new girl that I'm going on a date with. And I just felt so different. She rejected me. Now I felt like I rejected her. That's it. I just write a few points, a bit of structure. I don't write word for word. You can see it's just enough, more like a reminder of what to talk about. And then I just speak like a fucking human. And if I mess up my words or something, it's all okay. I don't mind that. Let's talk about team. So this is the team structure that I would do. I would say you don't need like a cameraman, videographer, or anything. I've had one. I've had some in the past. And I think if you want to do more kind of what we'll call like exotic videos, special videos, like if you want to do vlogs, if you want to do films, then fair enough. If you just want to make like sort of normal talking head videos, like the kind of ones that most people make to sell like courses, coaching and stuff, you just sit there, talk. I wouldn't get like a member for that because it just adds so much extra complexity. What I would say is just get the camera, learn how to set it up nice and easy, sit down, press record, boom, it's done, and just transfer it over to your computer, upload it to the drive, Google Drive, boom. Send it to the editor. He takes it, cleans it up, adds some editing as well. But some people say like, oh, I want no editing. Okay, fair enough. For others, it depends what your avatar is. If your avatar is more for like mature people, they're in their late 20s, 30s, then you don't really need so much editing. Maybe you just want a bit of professionalism. Maybe there's like a screen that comes on and the words you say get repeated here with a bit of a sort of graphic logo, whatever. Okay, fair enough. That's quite nice. What I will tell you is I think most people these days, especially in our space, they are undervaluing editors. Actually, I actually really think so. I've got a few friends of mine who kind of they live and die the sort of like zero editing video, and they might have put themselves in a bit of a pigeon, like a sort of hole with that, because the editing will want undoubtedly help. Undoubtedly. It's just, if you've already created the brand where you don't have editing, then it's a bit hard. But the editing will help. In fact, if you want to look for most sort of professional people, I think the best editing I've seen recently is on Layla Hamosi's channel. Let's just have a little look. So she's been doing really well, right? So she was stuck at like 200k subs, even though her husband Alex was doing really well. And now she's finally getting a lot of subscribers. And some of these videos, a few of these had like millions, right? 4.2 and stuff. So this was like, I've seen her channel for years, right? And she was never getting good views beforehand, maybe like 100k. Now she's got 4,700k. And look at the editing style.
Every time you speak, people are making a decision. Is this someone I can trust? Or is this someone that I tune out of? Running my company, acquisition.com, taught me this. Leadership lives or dies by your communication. If you cannot communicate like a leader, then you will never be trusted like one. So let me show you the 5 behaviors that are quietly killing your executive presence and exactly what to do instead.
You don't watch this and think, oh, it's dopamine for children or anything. You know what I mean? Because look, her avatar is business owners that eventually her and her partner can invest into. It's certainly not fucking like ADHD children, right? But the editing makes the video so much more palatable. The use of B-roll right there, when you saw like clips of her looking professional. If you see someone outside of their own fucking office and you see someone giving a talk and stuff like right about here, that's like that instant credibility. Not having editing and not showing clips like this, I'm telling you right now, you are doing yourself a disservice. Editing is so powerful to add extra credibility like that. Just that clip of her on top of the stage. And then this is quite nice as well, this sort of graphic. This is the type of stuff that increases retention, but her team's very smart because they've done it in a way that doesn't piss off like the adults who are watching. Like you don't watch this and think, oh man, dopamine, whatever, right? Like, because a lot of people have got bad perceptions towards any kind of editing. They think it's like, Mr. Beast dopamine, but you don't really see that here because the use of the editing here is quite elegant and professional. And like the text kind of adds to what she's talking about. They've got a second camera, so it adds a little bit more of a sort of change to the video, a bit of extra text, like these sort of graphic screens here. this adds a lot to the video. It makes the video so much more palatable. So a lot of people, I think, in our space are undervaluing editors, and you might want to consider, you get an editor, you record your video, send it to him, even send him the Layla Hormozi example and just tell him, okay, make it similar to this, but let's get like our own kind of, color format, our own style, but just like take inspiration of this sort of flow. It's professional, it's clean. I sent my editor, I'll show you actually, we just posted it to the channel. I sent my editor the same video and I said, okay, just take like a little bit of that. And this is what he did. So we have like cartoons. Obviously, my stuff's made for like younger guys. So we've got like a bit of this text come up here. We've got these screens and everything. Now, instead of it just being plain, here, just like a bit of a graphic, right? We're talking about like some problem you can have in your fucking balls, right? And just that little bit of a graphic, this makes the video look so much more engaging when you have stuff like this, way more than just your face. There are people who literally just press record and they record with no editing. But I'm telling you right now, that sort of low effort video that you've seen where there's like no editing, that is like more of the exception rather than the rule. Those people are successful in spite of the low effort, not because of it. There's something kind of endearing with a person who's not editing and talking like an influencer or whatever, but more often than not, you will benefit from having an editor who takes your videos and edits it in like the way that your sort of audience will like. So don't go like full Mr. Beast unless if your audience is like Mr. Beast's audience. My audience is more younger guys. So having like clips of like fucking Spartans and, jacked guys, it makes sense because it's like 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 21-year-olds are watching my main channel. So it makes sense to have like a little Minecraft thing. This makes sense. We've got some music. We've got Minecraft music because the guys who are watching me, they all used to watch. They all used to play like Minecraft and video games, and they all know this meme of Giga Chad, whatever. So it makes sense for us to have that kind of editing, right? It makes sense for us to have like random fucking things here and there. But for you, it might not. So you've got to just use your intuition to actually like have the right kind of editing there. Once the editor's done, what I do is I get him to upload directly onto my YouTube channel by giving him permissions inside of the YouTube studio. So he doesn't upload it to like Google Drive or anything. He actually just uploads it right to here. He'll come here, he'll go here, click on settings, and then I've added, I won't show you actually, but in permissions here, I've added his email. So he literally logs into the account, but without me giving him the password basically, and he can come over here and upload it himself. Boom. So that saves us a bit of time. Then you do the review from here. So review. You watch the video, make sure it's all good, like the message is good, it's palatable. Eventually you can pay someone who's very close to you to review the video for you instead, so you can save like a few hours a week as well, especially if you're posting a bunch of content. So my brother reviews my content to make sure I've not said anything crazy, whatever, we trim it out, whatever, done. And then it's like, okay, maybe you want a thumbnail guy as well. Depends what kind of videos you've got. If you've got like very plain videos, then of course you'll want a very plain thumbnail. But again, if you have a look at Layla Hormozi's videos, I think she's doing good for the thumbnails as well. Just like this, where it's pretty plain, but there's a bit of text there as well. So there's like a sort of professional B-roll kind of, footage thing. And then it's a bit of text, a bit of a caption thing. Boom. Like this. Yeah. Maybe get a thumbnail guy for that as well. And then that's about it for the YouTube team. I'm sure you'll have more people for like the rest of your business or whatever. But for YouTube, it's fairly simple. At one time, I had like 8 editors, right? Because I think editing is like way more important than people make it out to be. And my videos were very edited because they were for a young audience. These days, I only have like 2. But yeah, that's probably the big part that I think a lot of people are missing out on. And I think this is the final 1 or 2 things is just be repetitive. It's okay. A lot of people say this to me like, oh, Hamza, my videos will get repetitive. And yeah, bench press gets repetitive as well, right? Bench press is like an exercise you use to grow your chest. See my chest bouncing there, right? And it gets repetitive because I've done it about 1,000 times. Do you think I go to the gym and think, I'm not going to do bench press again because it's repetitive? No, it's the reps that get you the fucking progress, bro. The fuck? It is literally repetition that gets you progress. Repetition is the reason why you climb. So you think it's repetitive, but I'm telling you right now, 90% of the people who are watching the video that you thought was repetitive, they don't think it's repetitive. Guess why? It's because you've got a fucking bias and an ego and a self kind of arrogance that you think how you feel is how everyone else feels, but really they don't fucking know you. It's for 90% of people, they've not watched all the other videos that you've posted. Only you kind of remember how often you've spoke about a story. For most people, when they watch a video, it's like they've not really watched that much of you before. They'll say that they're massive fans, but they won't even know that you told the exact same story like 1 month ago because they just didn't watch that one. So be repetitive. I'm telling you right now, like mark my fucking words, right? In the comments underneath your videos, when people are calling you out for being repetitive, I guarantee this is when your channel will be growing the most. What you need to do as a YouTuber is go through the trials and tribulations that when you're growing the most and it'll be when you're being repetitive, you're just saying the same message over and over, and some people will complain. That's when you'll be doing so well. And if you listen to these people, if you're bad enough to listen to this, like you're insecure, telling you right now that the progress will stall and you'll go down. The repetitive message is the one that is going to get you viral. Like it's going to get you all the clients you ever wanted. And if you listen to the few people who'll tell you like, oh, you've already said this, you're not saying anything new. That's like, I promise you will start to go off like this. I see this with every fucking big YouTuber. They're doing so well, giving a consistent message, and then they get called out for being repetitive, and then they go down after that. It's not that they got called out and they went down. It's because they got called out. They tried to change shit. They stopped feeling okay with posting the same videos. Then they went down. So when you see someone call you repetitive, understand that's when you're doing really fucking well. You want more of these comments, and you can either choose to just sort of ban these guys from commenting so there isn't like a negative vibe in your videos, or reply to each one and make a good point saying like, nope, I completely disagree. I think it's so important that you say I agree, but I think it's so important to give the same message, so I'm going to keep doing it. You need to be drilled in, like fight for your sort of beliefs here. And I promise, bro, the moment you see these comments, if you listen to them and you start trying to change things, I promise your channel will go down from that point. But if you see those comments and they're commenting all this bullshit and you don't listen to it, you'll keep going up after that. It is the repetitive content that actually causes the most growth here. And the final point, intuition. Sometimes you just need to make the video that you know that you need to make. So sometimes there's a video that it's going to be a bit controversial, or it's going to be, a bit risky, whatever. And you as the creator know that you need to make this one. Your own brain, your heart is telling you make it. But then you kind of, because it feels a bit risky, you tell someone else, you tell them, and they're like, no, oh, it's risky, because most people are risk averse, whereas us creators, us entrepreneurs are risk, I don't know, risk taking, whatever. I was trying to think of the opposite term for risk averse. And so if you listen to everyone else's opinion, I'm telling you right now, you'll start to play as a safe creator, and then you won't make anything special. It's as simple as that. It's the guys who risk it, the guys who tell stories that are too private, the guys who tell like opinions that everyone else is scared to talk about. They're the ones who are really fucking growing hard. This is like hitting a PR in the gym. If it doesn't feel like it's hurting, you're not pushing enough. So some videos you will literally feel like, oh, I've got to make it. And people in your team and family who are looking out for you will say, no, it's so risky. And the real risk is listening to them and staying kind of like basically like a fucking nobody, saying nothing special or controversial, and then never actually having like the success that you actually could have. It's always been, I promise you, the videos which my family and my team have told me not to make, and the videos where after I've posted them, my sister or my mum barge into my room and tell me, what are you doing? Delete that video, whatever. They're the ones that actually made me successful. That's like the private videos, the controversial ones, the ones with your real opinions and stories that turns like viewers into super fans, into customers. So you want to be a content creator, one of the things is you often do give up a bit of your personal life because you explain things that's happened to you, which when you think about it, takes massive fucking balls, because then you're letting people sort of learn from your mistakes, your stories. And so just remember, like, by all means, if you want to protect your privacy, okay, fair enough, try your best not to do this then. But if you want to get like a good level of success here, you want some videos that actually go really viral, it is going to be the one that you really feel kind of like timid about. That's usually the one that's going to go fucking really nice for you. It might not get crazy views, but the amount of people who'll turn into like super fans when they watch it is really good. The only thing is, make sure it's not a video that, like criticizes your audience or goes against your usual message. But this is specifically more for sort of like being extra vulnerable. Like if you're debating, should you talk about maybe family? Should you talk about porn addiction when you were younger or whatever? Like, so that people can relate to you. The answer is usually fucking yes. But of course, your family friends will tell you, no, that doesn't make sense. It's so risky, whatever. To put this into perspective, the last few years, I got a ton of hate, right? People just started to just jump on the fucking sort of Hamza hate train. And I would get this fucking energy every day ready to fucking destroy them because every person who talks shit about me, I've got so much dirt on them. And everyone in my team, my family was like, no, all publicity is good publicity. They're hoping that you give them attention. Don't give them any attention. You're fine. You're big. And my channel was going up so much. And then it started to go down around here because I left all this fucking hate undefended. So it made me realize I feel like an idiot, and no disrespect to them, but everyone on my family, everyone on my team, they're not fucking YouTubers. They're not fucking big fucking YouTubers. Like, so why the fuck are you listening to their advice? Their advice, no offense to them, was fucking shit. My own advice as a big fucking YouTuber, like my own intuition was telling me when people are shitting on you, when people are attacking you, defend yourself. Give your own viewpoints. And think about how valuable that would have been, because when people make a hate video about me before and I let it just sit there, well then the 1 million views they got, the 2 million views they got was undefended by me. People just start to believe them, and I'm not saying anything in response. It's fucking retarded that I listen to everyone else who's not a fucking YouTuber apart, like instead of my own intuition, right? So that's just one example to prove, bro, like I listened to everyone and it seemed like what they were saying was good. Like, oh, if you're dealing with hate, just ignore it, just ignore it. No, ignoring it was fucking retarded. I should have defended myself. I ignored it and my channel fucking fell off so hard because millions of viewers watched videos where I was getting criticized, and it was all fucking bullshit as well, all the stuff that people were saying. But everyone in my corner was telling me like, no, don't respond to it. You'll just be giving it more attention. It got the fucking attention anyway. Everyone in my team was a fucking retard trying to convince me of the wrong way. I was the biggest fucking retard because I should have thought, wait, none of these people in my family, my team have millions of followers. I'm the one who's fucking the professional, the expert. And my heart is telling me that I want to respond to this and say my piece against all these fucking assholes who are making videos about me. If I did that, I genuinely believe my channel would have looked like this, where I had a bit of a blimp and I would have went up. But I didn't. For like 2 years, I let people just fucking nip at me like a fucking dog, like a bully that slaps the back of your head. And if you do nothing because you're like, oh yeah, be the bigger guy, tomorrow he's going to slap you more. I should have went down thrashing with the bully. I should have been fucking loud. So like, everyone fucking sees it and understands, okay, you're not going to get a free fucking like meal just by attacking this guy. Right, but I listened to everyone else and it was fucking bullshit, even though my own intuition was telling me to make response videos to all these assholes who were making hate videos. I didn't. I stayed silent. My big fans were waiting for me to defend myself, defend self-improvement, defend our movement, and I failed them because I listened to my fucking family, I listened to my team. Sometimes people on your team, the thing is, most of them, no offense to them, but they are going to be cowards. Most of them are not going to be taking as much risks as you want to. So there'll be some times when there's like a risky video that you want to make that no one else is telling you to do, and you should make it anyway because you're the creator, not them. It's your intuition that will do well, not theirs. Don't be so close to anyone who's not a big YouTuber telling them like the ideas you're thinking of, because especially when it comes to like risky things like responding to hate or whatever, because most people are just risk averse and they'll slowly let you die rather than a risk of like a fast death instead. So fuck listening to anyone else when it comes to like these risky kind of like, there's certain content to make, and listen to your own intuition, because when you've posted enough and you've read, some comments and you've seen the sort of niche and the community you've built, you'll know what message they will be receptive to, and you'll know when you should talk about a certain kind of topic. If someone's been hating on you, whatever, you'll know and you'll learn on the job. Right, so just that was my own story, just to tell you, like, I listened to everyone who wasn't even a fucking YouTuber, content creator, and my channel fucking got such a big hit because I didn't respond and defend myself and my boys from like the hate we were getting for like, being extreme on like self-improvement. And I just let myself down. I let my own like audience down with that. And I just did it just because people, my sister used to message me like, no, you can't make a video about this guy. No, because you'll just be giving him free attention. That's how the world used to work with old school PR and media and shit. It's not how the world works now, right? So what I'm saying by this is, don't listen to your team's and your family's opinion when it comes to the content you should make, because they just don't know. It's as simple as that. Unless they've got the followers that you want, unless they've got like 100,000, 500, 1 million, fair enough. But chances are your fucking family aren't famous on YouTube. Your team aren't that high on YouTube. So don't actually listen to them for like judgment on what videos to make, or, that video's too risky, whatever. There'll be some times when they're right, fair enough, and you'll kind of think, what, oh yeah, I didn't realize that this video is not going to gain me anything. But sometimes you'll feel like in your heart you've got to speak about a topic, and everyone will tell you just play it safe, and playing it safe is the riskiest thing you can do. It just kills you over the long run. So that's my advice on how I posted basically every day for like 5 years straight, like 2,000 YouTube videos, organic, unique. And if you want my advice with this, if you want my help one-to-one or in my group, just go click on the top link and just go have a look if you wanted to join. Because if you crack this and you start posting consistently, it's like you're going to increase your income by like what, 10, 20, 30K a month if you actually start posting good videos. So the price I charge for my to work with me is like way less than that. You work with me for a month or two and we just get you to like such a good level, get you consistent, and then you're just profiting from there. Yeah. Goodbye.